Welcome to Static Realms Halloween show. No, you're not in the crypt of the Ghoul in Tales from the Crypt, nor the cellar of Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. But no matter where you are, who or what you are with, let your imagination drive you. You have unlimited license to dream and nightmare, to soar and headbang whatever. All is well, all is bad. You are with the dark cinematic band Elvin Road. And Elvin Road is pleased to start the show with the exclusive preview of his new single, Time to Pay, before his Bandcamp Friday, his YouTube trailer, and before the numerous guests of the Divine with Trish and friends. Riffs, beats, and effects are ready to fire, calibrated by the producer of The Ocean, Tesseract, and partner of Daft Punk producer. But the darkness is calling me now. Badass waves are coming. It's time to pay. Have a nice Elvin road trip.
Hi, it's me, Mistress Electrish, and tonight I woke up just to bring you our spooky, special Halloween episode of Static Realms Music Hour. Enjoy! First, let's hear from an artist that we've grown quite fond of here at Static Realms. His name is Nightrazor. And this song and music video for Godslammer are off of his brand new album. I'm gonna listen to it now. Enjoy. And now let's hear some spooky synthwave by no other person than Midnight Danger. Here's the new music video for To the Shadows and Back.
Slash and Steel by Mega Hammer. You're listening to Slash FM, the best slasher music 24/7. We've just received the information that another girl went missing just before midnight yesterday. It is the 5th girl reported missing since the beginning of the month. And even though no bodies have been found yet, authorities are afraid we might have a serial killer on the loose. It's also speculated that these disappearances could be connected to one of the numerous satanic cults exploding in town since last year. Stay tuned for more information. This is Midnight Danger, To the Shadows and Back.
right, everyone. Now it is my pleasure to be speaking with Josie Pace, the singer-songwriter from Detroit, and Ken.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Of course, doing well. Thank you for being here. So tell me how you two originally met. I know that, Josie, you're from Detroit and you played a lot of acoustic shows. So is that initially how you both met and introduced yourselves to each other?
Well, technically, we met over Facebook, which we weren't friends at all on Facebook, but a mutual friend of ours was friends with both of us. So he had seen a video of me playing Mad World by Tears for Fears on my acoustic guitar in my bedroom. And then he decided to stalk me and try to work with me. And it took him about 3 months for me to actually say anything back to him. But it's been all good since then. So.
I found her on the internet. I was looking for somebody to work with. I've been doing some other stuff myself, and I wanted to produce another artist instead. And so I saw her on Facebook, and she was, even though she was covering Mad World, and that's been covered by a gazillion people.
Yeah,
I really liked how her performance of it, and a big thing for vocalists for me is that I have to believe them, and I have to be believable when they sing the song. And she didn't oversing it, and I believed her. A lot of singers today oversing because of
American Idol.
The last 20 years of American Idol. And the
Mm-hmm.
voice. Yeah, so they think that that's how you should be singing all the time, and it's really not. It kills a lot of emotion when you try to oversing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sang it so well that I was like, I literally sent her like 1 million Facebook messages. She ghosted me like a gazillion times.
I was like, no, stranger danger.
Stranger
Right,
danger.
right.
Yeah.
My parents taught me
Yeah,
well.
and finally we had a mutual friend that was doing a photo shoot of Josie in Detroit, and I just texted him and said, "Hey, can you just explain to her who I am?" And then 30 seconds later, she called me, and then that was it. And
we started working with each other about 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, that's great. And believability is so important, because the sincerity when you're creating music and playing it, I mean, it's so great to see that. And Josie, you definitely have a great voice, and your style of playing is amazing. So I'm so glad that you two connected in that way.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We could have went in any direction that we wanted to, but time we decided that the singer-songwriter kind of a girl with acoustic guitar thing was
big.
It was kind of overdone at the moment. Like
it was like her
Taylor Swift's like
prime.
big, prime. So we thought, well, what do we the opposite of that? And I said, how about no guitars? And how about we take your songs that you write like acoustically, that are like singer-songwriter type songs, and we mash them up with like 9 Inch Nails type Depeche Mode stuff.
Yeah.
On top of that, and so that's how we did it. So.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for female vocalists with synthesizers and guitars, and it's great to see that in the scene and in the world, and playing covers that I actually love and putting your own take on them. I think it's so important to do that whenever you cover a song. So that.
That cover came about after many years of trying to do covers.
We started looking for a cover when we had started working with each other, and it's up till last year for us to actually find something that fit with who I am as an artist and what our sound is and how we're going to convert it into what we do. So,
and lyrically,
true. Yeah.
And,
I have to be behind the lyrics 100%.
Yeah.
So it's a little tough, but we found this one, and it seems to be working out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I know that you are working on coming out with an album in February.
Yes,
So,
full-length album in February.
Yes,
awesome.
Negative Gain Records releasing the album in February. Yeah. We have let's see. Besides Pure Morning, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have 6 more music videos that are going to be released as part of this album, and I think 3 or 4 of them before the album hits in February. So there's lots of content. We had lots of free time during COVID.
Yeah, but you're using it to your advantage. Which is
you couldn't tour, so you might as well just go shoot a music video. So
yeah.
So we actually recorded 7 music videos for this album. So lots of fun stuff that's coming out soon. So
That's exciting. I love that. And do you have any plans to tour for the album if you're able to?
Yeah, I would love to tour for the album if everything goes well with COVID and everything. And obviously it goes well with the album too. I would love to start a tour early next year.
Yeah. So in the track, in the cover for Pure Morning, you have Sammy Dahl from IMX in the video, and she's singing with you, and that's so cool to see the two of you together. How did that come about? Was she just like a mutual friend of yours?
We actually had worked with each other on one of my songs that's on the album. I think we released it in January of 2020. It was called Perfect Replacement. And we had seen IMX play in Detroit at the Shelter.
Like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like way early when we had started working together. And we were like, all right, I like this band. He already knew the band. I didn't know the band. He's like, well, we're going to be friends with them one day. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then we just sent her an email, and she was super cool and decided to work with me on this song that I had written. And we released Perfect Replacement. And then when we had started working on this cover, we were like, well, why don't we just ask her to do another one since it's not my song? I mean, why not? So yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah, plus the theme of the song is
female empowerment.
Female empowerment, friendship, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, friends, yeah. The best kind of friends to have.
Yeah. So Sammy was really she was really cool from the start when we first met her. Like I said, like Josie said, we sent her an email and just out of the blue and said, hey, you know, here's this song, and it wasn't even finished. It was like in demo mode.
Yeah.
And would you want to sing on it with us? And she was on tour with IMX at the time. She's like, I'll be in Chicago like tomorrow. You're on the guest list. Like,
oh, nice.
Come down if you can make it from Detroit to Chicago, and we'll sit down after the show and talk about the song and doing it. And boom, that's what happened. Then we ended up flying out to LA and recording the vocals and stuff with her out there. And then we came back here, did the rest of the song, and then flew back out to LA and shot the music video for it, and all that stuff. That was for Perfect Replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then just this March, we were out in LA doing some TV, a TV show thing that we were on.
Nice.
And then so we figured we'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we called Sammy and go, let's shoot a video for Pure Morning too.
It was literally like the day before we left.
Yeah.
We're just like, free? And she's like, yeah, why?
Like, why not, right? Shoot the video.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't show. You had a lot of energy in the video, and I love the video. I'm excited to show it. It's so awesome.
Thanks.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Now, about the cover for Pure Morning, what made you go with that particular track? I love Placebo, and they have so many great tracks. I know you said that you identified with the track itself, but did you think it was going to be tough, or did you just say, I want to do this one?
Well, Ken came to me with it, and I was like, oh, I remember this song. I remember it being fairly big when I was younger, and I heard it on the radio. And it's surprising to me because some people don't know that. Like, a lot of people don't know the song, and I thought it was bigger than it was. But I mean, I would always love the song, and when he brought it to me, I was like, it makes sense the way that we're gonna put synths in it and whatever, and all the guitars you can change over to synths, and it sounds really cool. And I think it just fit really well.
Yeah, it was a trial by error when it came to that. A lot of the songs that we've tried to cover before, since we're a 100% all synth band, even though Josie does some acoustic stuff here and there, and we've released some acoustic things just, as videos and stuff like that, acoustic versions of our songs. To take a all guitar song and turn it into a total synth song, I had to. It all depended on the start of the song. So when you hear that song and it starts out and there's that keyboard sound that comes out, it's just like, and it's like grinding. Yeah. As soon as I got that, then I knew this was going to work. And so we started to work on it, and I made that thing go, and I went, okay, I think I can reproduce with synthesizers what those guys were doing with guitars and make it sound interesting and different and cool and give it a little more of an industrial edge to it. So.
Yeah, I love that. It's great. So what are your other plans for the future? I know the album's coming out in February. Do you have any more plans, like any other collaborations maybe, or?
Possibly. I mean, after this first album drops, we'll be on tour hopefully, and then starting another album because we've been sitting around for way too long since 20.
You're ready to go, right?
Already. I mean, just having these songs and music videos done for so long and having to sit on them for I'm just like every time I listen to them, I'm like, wow, this is good. And then I'm like, no one's heard this.
Yeah, we recorded Pure Morning with Sammy over a year ago. Yeah. Shot the video in March of this year. And then some of the videos, like we have a video coming out November 12th it's the first actual single from the album. Pure Morning's not going to be the album. That comes out November 12th. It's a song called Underestimated. We tracked that last December. Two December to go, and shot the video last summer. And then just had to sit on it because we were in negotiations with a few record labels, and so we couldn't release anything until we had finally decided to go with Negative Gain.
Right.
So we're super excited to let everyone hear all the stuff that we spent so long creating.
I just hope they like it.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll love it, and we're like so excited to show it on our show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you so much to both of you for being on Static Realms, and keep in touch. We would love to see your future music videos and everything else that you have going on. So
thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
It's a pleasure.
A friend who's dressed in leather. A friend in need, a friend indeed. A friend who'll tease is better. Our thoughts compressed, which makes us blessed and makes for stormy weather. Which makes us blessed and makes for stormy weather. Days, dawn and skins crawling. 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 Pure morning, pure morning, pure morning, pure.
I love that music video and cover. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But all my friends are dead. Next, we're going to see a spooky music video by Destini Beard and Sam Haynes for the song Incantations at Midnight. Enjoy.
Recite the incantation to see beyond the grave. I hear the wind begin to howl, soon to seal my fate. Candles burn at midnight, I can hear the beating of my heart. The clock is striking one last time as it fades into the dark. closer. Now I'm in the final hour. There's no way I can escape, nowhere to hide. I'm yours forevermore.
Is there anything sexier than being spooky? Well, Oceanside 85 is serving some sexiness in her new music video. Here's Oceanside 85 with Goddess from the new album. Hey, sexy.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you come in. Welcome to the Oceanside 85 bedroom. I'm glad you're here, and I'm so thankful I could join you this evening. Thanks to Static Realms Music Hour. Thank you and shout out to them for their sexy, sexy love and support. And I'm here so happy to share with you this brand new music video for my album Hey Sexy, out October 31st on all platforms. The music video is Warning, highly spicy. It is spice levels Dune times 9,000. So without further ado, for your viewing pleasure, because you need a little spice, it's so nice, and love is love. So now I bring to you the music video Goddess. Enjoy. Oh yeah, P.S. I forgot. Just wanted to say, shout out to Electrish. How you doing, girl? Calm. Sorry, Eddie.
Make that bed squeak. Make it bounce. Make it bounce. Make it bounce. Make that bed squeak. In the house. Make it bounce. Make it bounce. Up and down. In and out. Get it deep. Deep inside. Make it bounce. Make it bounce.
Who doesn't love witches and black cats? Now let's hear from my favorite witch, Agnis.
It was a spooky autumn evening, Halloween night, the night of witchcraft, magic, and horror. And the true horror it was, the things that were happening in my country. I was watching latest news. Thousands of women were marching through the streets of Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Men were also supporting women. They were marching together for justice as the Polish government broke women's rights. Suddenly, I felt a huge wave of inspiration. I knew a song was coming. I turned on my computer and recorded a simple bass, bells and drums. I knew it was all the song needed. What was mysterious was the fact that I intuitively felt that the lyrics would come out just like that. So I grabbed the microphone, pressed record, and full of trust, just sang. To my great surprise, the words did come out of me. I felt a strong chill coming up my spine. This was truly mystical. I was even a bit scared. Then, with my third eye, I saw medieval witches standing by the fire, watching me in the eyes. I was sure that this was their way to show their resistance. Believe me or not, but I don't used to sing in my home language. All in all, it was a Halloween night.
Hello, everyone. It's Electrish, and I am going to be speaking with Matt. He's also known as d.notive. Hey, Matt.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing?
Doing great. Thanks. How are you?
Fabulous. Thank you. It's turning autumnal here in Minneapolis, and now the weather is cold, and I get to wear the seminal outfit of the native Minnesotan, which is flannel. So
flannel
you
shirt.
really can't complain.
Well, I'm in my true form tonight, so same.
You don't scare me. I see right through you.
Just wait. But it's a pleasure to have you on Static
Thank you.
Realms, finally. I know we went back and forth in the emails for a while, but I'm happy to have you on and speak to you about your music, which I'm a big fan of.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad we could finally make this happen. It's great to be here.
So tell me when you started your musical journey. It can be way back if you want. The beginning of d.notive.
Well, I mean, the musical journey can go way back because, despite appearances, I'm actually, going to be cresting that midlife crisis is coming up soon. And, I've been a singer-songwriter ever since I was a little kid, 5-6 years old. Not to say anything I was doing any of my material at 5 or 6 is, still in my repertoire or anything like that now. But I mean, I'm a fourth generation musician. My mother was actually signed to Continuum Records in the 90s and had a top 10 hit on the Billboard dance charts in 1992, I think, something like that. Whatever year What Is Love by Hathaway came out, that was the year that she was on the Billboard charts.
So music is in your blood then. That's great.
I like to call it an affliction. It's one of those things where it's just always happening, whether I want it to happen or not. There are plenty of other pursuits I could be doing, but for some reason I'm just rooted and I can't stop myself. It's just get an idea for a tune at 3 a.m. I have to drag myself out of bed and go do it. Otherwise it's lost forever. But I won't bore you by going into all the details, but suffice to say, I've been in and out of different musical projects of my own for the last, 15 years, more or less. And it's always been a synthesizer somewhere, kind of attached to what I'm doing. The microKORG way back there, you can see my recording space. I've had that since 2003. That's how long I've been. Yeah. See, make it bigger so they can all see all the
the studio,
the things behind me. It's styles have always changed, and the things I've done actually originally kind of came of age in video game music communities, doing a lot of general MIDI authoring. And I had a sort of, I won't call it an illusion, but had this kind of daft idea that I was going to be a video game music composer. And that was the end all be all career for me. And it wasn't until I discovered new wave music, Depeche Mode or old school Depeche Mode or Pet Shop Boys, where all the singers kind of sounded like me and had that baritone range that I was like, oh, I could write pop music. I could do actual music now, it doesn't just have to be instrumentals. So, so that's kind of that was the genesis of that. And it's just kind of been falling uphill ever since then, I suppose.
Yeah. So what do you love most about performing your songs live? Because like you said, you have that style of vocals where you really sound amazing with the synthesizers and with the band, and it's incredible to watch you perform. So what is your favorite thing about performing your songs live?
I think that my favorite thing about performing live is you get that immediate feedback from the audience, right? When you release something out into the world and it's on the internet, especially nowadays, you're so disconnected from how people are receiving it and how they're responding to it. When you're doing it live and you get to see someone's face, especially when they're right in front of you in the front row or the standing room. We haven't done rows yet, it's all standing room, but when someone's right in front of you and you can see them vibing and responding and you have this chemistry with the crowd, that for me is my favorite part, especially when it's a song that I really enjoy performing and I can tell that someone is really enjoying the performance of me doing it. That's really what makes it all come alive and come together for me. All the countless hours of work then become worth it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I absolutely love being as close as possible when someone's performing, because you feel their energy, you feel their heart and soul being put into what is put in front of you, and it's incredible. So please keep doing it whenever you can.
It's an affliction. I can't stop. I'm ill. I'm sick. It's never going to go away. It's chronic illness.
It's the best one to have. So my next question is, have you done any covers? And if not, what songs would you love to cover eventually?
I have done some covers. We used to have some covers in our live repertoire.
Mhm.
We took them out. This was a number of years ago. I headlined an event here in 2017 called Goth Prom, and
Nice.
that was like our first live gig in the current format that we're in, where it's me, Carl on guitars, and Matt on the drums. And that was the first time we played out as the three of us as we are now. So that was kind of a watershed moment. We got to do this big event downtown Minneapolis, and we had a couple cover songs in the repertoire, just because that was like our first show together, and I wanted some some easy stuff that the guys would know and the audience would know.
Yeah.
Because like even in 2017, synthwave was still not really that big. I mean, it's huge now, and it was getting bigger then, but I don't even think we had an official Wikipedia entry for synthwave until 2018. But to go back to your question, the covers that we had in our repertoire, we had a version of Terrible Lie by 9 Inch Nails that would be in the middle of the set, which was a lot of fun because I would have Carl just shred on guitar, and that just worked for that song. And I was just screaming, Terrible Lie, as loud as I could. And obviously can't hit that note today, but at the time I could. And then we ended with Enjoy the Silence. That was another cover we had in our repertoire for a while. I have a cover of Obsession by Animotion that's been in the works for literally years.
That's a great
with
one.
Guest vocalist, my friend Eileen Montgomery, who's a YouTuber best known as Isla Monty. She's like kind of a VTuber now, I guess. She does Twitch streams as a VTuber. As far as things that I would like to cover, I have been jonesing. Someday I will do this. I really want to do a cover of Control by Michael Oakley. To keep it like kind of incestuous and synthwavy. I just keep envisioning that song as like a Def Leppard-esque like metal ballad.
Wow.
Like da-dun, 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 with all the guitars and
Please
stuff.
do it. I think Michael would love that too.
I mean,
so please do it.
Michael and I are bros, so I'm sure if
Yes.
I asked him like, yo, my guys and I want to do a cover of this, is that cool? He'd be like, yeah, dude, go for it. So like I have this vision that maybe someday after my next couple of releases are done, I will just do like a cover EP, kind of like what Megan McDuffie did, where she's kind of put some of her favorite songs together as a cover package.
Yeah.
And that would be like probably the single off of that would be us doing a cover of Control. Because I love that song to death. I mean, Michael is one of my favorite people in the synthwave community in terms of like pop artists who's writing really great songs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could really cover any one of his songs, but that's the one where I want to give it like some grit, some edge.
Yeah.
That's sort of our thing. If he's going to be the synthwave version of like Pet Shop Boys and Erasure, then we're going to try and be the synthwave version of like Sisters of Mercy or Depeche Mode or something like that.
Yeah. Great. That's a great idea. Please do it.
Mm.
And send it to me. So what are your plans next? So are you planning to tour when you can, and are you working on anything new at the moment?
Well, we don't have firm plans for a proper tour at the moment, just because things I think are still a little up in the air with COVID and venues, and I'm not sure how safe I feel doing a ton of traveling. And it gets tricky too, because my bandmates and we all have day jobs, and we can't just pack up and leave for 2 weeks or whatever it is. Not without having a whole lot of plans. We would like to. It's not firmly established, though. We do have a show coming up here in Minneapolis, or I should say Minneapolis, St. Paul. Technically, it's in St. Paul at the Amsterdam, which is a venue in St. Paul, not the city, Amsterdam. People have been confused by this before. Doing a show there on December 11th with Baldicaster, Tonebox, Makeup and Vanity Set.
Awesome.
It'll be a really, really good show.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Tonebox. My guitarist is a huge fan of Makeup and Vanity Set. So we're going to be like nerding out the whole time we're doing this show, because like these two dudes that we're like really, really into, we're going to be like opening for, which is great. As far as what I've been working on, in addition to the aforementioned Animotion cover that's been in process for literally years, I don't know why it's taking so long. Just all the red tape. There's an EP. I literally just sent off another batch of mixes to my mastering engineer last night. So hoping that that's going to be ready to announce soon, so we can have a release date that is near that show. my plan would be ideally we have physical copies of that ready to go at the show, and then the album itself comes out like a few days later or a week later, something like that. So winter release, and then there's already another LP on the back of that will be worked on after this one's done. That will be a spring release, and we're already talking about maybe trying to get Sentinel remastered and re-released on vinyl next summer. Ooh, possibly. Nice. That's like a pie in the sky idea. That's like, okay, if this release goes well, then we can start planning on, you know, because like the lead time for vinyl right now is like anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So it's sort of like, got to start planning for it now if we want it to happen by the end of next summer.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. That's like, again, pie in the sky, but this is sort of like the loose itinerary of things as they begin to unfold. And then we got some fun promo kitschy things coming up to make sure people know about it. Like I'm going to have a hotline people can dial if you're in the continental United States to listen to a 60-second preview of the EP. That's something I'm going to have. I have an old wood grain answering machine sitting over here with a cassette in it that will have that loop. So people can just dial it and listen to it.
That's great. Like that. I love that idea. It's
going to be some fun stuff coming up. It's I'm most active on Twitter, so people should keep tabs on me there, and that's where all the announcements and fun things will come to fruition.
We definitely will pay attention. So we're going to be showing a live version of Reprise. And I love this version. Can you tell me about when you did this song live and before we show the video?
Well, this is actually, I picked this because this is my favorite song we do live. For me, it is just the right, it really exemplifies all the things that I like to do. It's like, it's got kind of like, I remember someone describing it as like kind of synthwave Depeche Mode, which is what I'm always going for. Because if someone, you know, leaves a comment on YouTube and says, "Hey, this sounds like Depeche Mode," I'm like, yes, you know, like,
of course,
I did it. But
you
it
definitely sound like Dave. Your vocals are great.
Oh, well, thank you. I get compared to, I never feel like I sound like Dave. I feel like I sound more like maybe Tom Shear from Assemblage 23, if that makes sense. I get compared. Yeah. I've gotten compared to him before too, which I think also maybe I love Assemblage 23. That's a whole other conversation. And you know, VV Nation and Covenant and all. Like I could go on and on and on about my upbringing and future pop, but I love doing Reprise because for me that is sort of like the right cross section of all the different aesthetics I want to be doing, because it's like, it's a little bit synthwave, but it's not strictly synthwave, you know, and there's a couple of rock elements, but it's not a rock song, you know, and it doesn't really have a traditional pop rock structure. It's like, it's very much the same chord progression over and over again. And it's just a lot of like call and response toward the end. So it's for some reason, it always just hits me. Like that's one of the few times when I can point to a tune that I've done and said, wow, I really feel like I nailed it with this one. Like this is something I'm really still like, even all these years later, still just outstandingly proud of. And the live version that we did, this is for the Synth Valley stream this last spring. Yeah. And before we were all vaccinated, before we could get together in one space, we recorded all our pieces separately in separate rooms at separate times. Mm-hmm. And so like, I have my backing track that we work to and a click track for my drummer, and my guitarist has his piece, and then we all just recorded straight audio. And then I spent, you know, a week combining all the pieces and making it all into one thing. And again, because I'm a video editor, I was able to kind of like color grade it and shift it all around and make it look presentable. And I'm fortunate enough that a good friend of mine is a lighting designer. He lives an hour away. I'm in Minneapolis. He's in Owatonna, which is just south of the cities. And so all the lights, that's all my garage. All that was happening in my garage. And so he did all this programming for my lights, and I think it came together and he was able to augment the lights that I already have programmed for my stuff. And I think it turned out really cool.
You guys all killed it. I think it's so impressive, and it's so great that you did that. So we're really looking forward to seeing more.
You got to come up to a Nitrowave TC show here in the Twin Cities.
I would love to. Make
it happen.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me and for being on the show. It's a pleasure to have you, and we're really looking forward to what's next for you.
New album's called Chimera. Keep your eyes peeled.
I will.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
find my peace. So I renew this lease. Oh, so it seems. Oh, so it seems.
And now let's see a video by the lovely Sapphira V and Chris Connelly from their album Duet. This is Unknowing Muse. And now let's watch the beautiful machine herself, Eva X and Machine. Now let's hear from a creature of the night, Mental Exile. Shout out to all my vamps.
Hi there, Renegades. My name is Thamasius, and I am the person behind the project Mental Exile. I was born in Gran Canaria. I started there to make music. It was like 20 years ago. And I actually live in Germany. And during all those years, I was making music with other projects in other music styles. And 3 years ago, I started officially with Mental Exile as a more parallel solo project, because I wanted to do everything by myself, and I wanted to don't work with other persons without problems, and I'm sure that you know what I mean. And well, during these 3 years, I made 3 digital EPs, 1 album, and some collaborations with friends like Vincenzo Salvia, Nightcrawler, some others. And well, what you will see now is the music video of my song Renegades. It was extracted from my first EP, Exile Nights 1, and it was directed by Hypnagogia Films. Well, if you like 80s, if you like vampires, I'm sure that you will like it. And well, if you like what you see and what you hear, just search Mental Exile, and why not? Just follow me. Thank you and enjoy. Bye bye.
Of sun, she was a ray of moonlight. Together under the same clouds, they were breaking all the laws. They thought they would be eternal, together fighting against this life. When you live in a dream, you cannot see what you have ignored. We are the white ones. We are the lost. We are renegades. We are the white ones. We are the lost. We are renegades. We are the white ones. We are the lost. We are renegades. We are the white ones. We are the lost. We are renegades.
And now you're gonna see a local band from Florida, filmed by our vampire friend himself, Jaime, also known as Phlebotomy. This is Obsidian.
Greetings, creatures of the night. We are Obsidian, and this is Night Director. Will you think of me? too many times. I wish you were here with me or not. I'm falling out of love. When did life get this demanding? I'm still tragically singing to you. Is the blood off your lips? The future has me hesitate. I find the solace in my past. The present haunts the circumstance. If I could stop time, I would. If I could comprehend forever, I would. Not fall for the words that were said. Our love rips apart into threads, circling for apples in the scattered stars of the magic houses and a lover's hand. I'm falling out of time. When did life get too demanding? I'm falling out of time for you, for you. If I could stop time, I would. If I could comprehend forever, I would. My
Thanks for inviting me into your homes to host tonight's show. I'm Mistress Electrish of Static Realms. And don't forget, if you have music videos that you'd like to submit to our show, send them in to staticrealms@outlook.com. Good night and happy Halloween.